Hey there! Welcome back! It's chapter 5, one of the longest in the game. I have a love-hate relationship with this chapter. I used to really like it, but trying to peel back this chapter has made me hate it so much. I failed so many times due to both my own fuck-ups and external reasons. I have to redo this chapter so many times. Basically, I have PTSD about it now. This chapter is really good. It's long, a bit too long. But all the verses are fun. It starts off with these two graces and glories. Beware, you can knock them down. They will never die when they fall, but it may take them a while to get back up. So taunt to keep the combo going. As always, kill the fire guy first to get its claw. Will help. So the next verse is probably one of the best fights in the entire game, and is very close to the beginning, so it's also very accessible. And yes, I did say that I would leave the cutscenes in need to rant, and oh boy do I need to rant in this chapter. So, the first time I attempted to peel plat this, I did everything right, all the way up until the final verse with Jeanne. I no damaged her, and I thought I'm done. But I got a go combo, and the game went into the cutscenes and saved. Guess what? The entire work done before is forfeit. I have to do everything again. So this verse is 5 graces and glories, split into 2 waves, among the best verse in the games. It's really fun. I really love fighting the grace and glory. So, one of the biggest problem with this chapter, aside from it being so very long, is that most, if not all, of the fights outside of Alfheim's in this verse saves very early. It saves before the game actually shows the result screen, which is probably one of the most stupid decisions they could have made. So you finish the fight and it saves, so that's already a point of no return. And then if you got a go combo there, fail the combo requirement, you can't do anything, it's done. It's already saved. You just have to do everything again. And this chapter is full of it. Almost every fight is the same. So the first Alfheim of this chapter is another U-switch time. And just as I said in the chapter 1, this is one of the worst things you have to do in the game. It is so boring. And it takes so long. So, overall, I think I had to redo this chapter like, what, 10 times or something? In order to get this pure plat. I do not know why it gave me so much trouble. It's like a curse or something. None other chapters give me that much trouble. I've already finished the playthrough and got everything recorded. And this one chapter is the worst experience I've had playing Bayonetta yet. Oh yeah, and when doing the use witch time Alfheim against these dogs, the fearless and fairness, their long charge does not give you witch time, but if they hit the wall, they still get stunned, which means you gotta wait for them to be out of the stun to start attacking you again. It's a royal waste of time. And they decide to put Tree Joy at the end after all those enemies in a use witch time Alfheim. This chapter has among the best fights in the game, also the worst. And finally, it's done. Let's move on. So, the next fight, verse 4, is basically just a fight against two dogs. Again, a fearless and a fairness. I finally remember their name. And that is another bottleneck for me. I failed there 3 times, I think. It's not because of combo either. So I don't know if this is just a problem with me or other people have it too on the PC version, but there's a game-breaking bug here. If I enter this fight with an angel arm on my back, then the game will crash 100% of the time. And the stupid thing is, the game saves right there. You see that? Right at the start of this cutscenes, which means that you can't restart it. You're locked into an endless loop of crash. You have to load the manual saves, which means abandoning all effort before this. And I had this happen to me twice before I thought of the problem being the angel arms. And I was so mad. So on the next attempt, I tried to go into this fight with no claw on my back, and it works. I was right. It is because of the angel arms. And before this, I was so mad at this fight that I was focusing on it so hard. And after the second verse with the 5 Grace and Glories, I just rushed straight into this fight to test out my theory. And it was right. I was happy. I was delighted. I feel vindicated. And I forgot the first Alfheim. I did not run back to do it, and I did not realize the fact. So I was so happy that I figured out the problem, and I went on to complete the rest of the chapters, pure plat everything. I thought it was done, and then the result screen come up, showing me 1 missing verse. That means another redo. So the next verse start with a free fall section, It can add a bit to your combo, but not too much, really. It's not an important part. When you land, you are dropped right into 3 joy, another triple joy fight. And this is another failure for me, because I got a gold combo here on my next attempt at this chapter. And yes, just as I said at the start, it saves before I see the result. Which means, well, bye-bye run. I was so mad. I was so tilted that it led to yet another mistake later on. So, because of the previous failure to get enough combo points, you will see me being a little paranoid with the torture attacks here. Oh, and to add insult to injury, Joy's torture attack is long. Very long. Like, she's already bullshit. Now, even the thing to kill Joy is boring as well? Oh my god. Joy just can't do anything right, huh? So, these guys are the final combo fodder. Try to keep the combo going before the cutscene start by taunting. I think the requirement was like 8,500 for that verse. So this verse is 2 R-doors. This is probably one of the most popular verse in the game. Is where most of the combo videos are filmed. Because you have 2 R-doors, which basically become punching bag when you knock them into the air, and you have infinite ceilings to work with. Though I didn't do well at juggling them here. Not a problem though. 2 R-doors is fun. 3 R-doors can be a bit hectic because they can hit each other in the air and make his friend drop immediately, which is quite annoying. But 2 is very manageable. Switching the weapons for the next verse before it saves so that it gives me a easier restart. So the next verse is a bunch of harmony on top of this structure. Now the words damage you, so be careful. I try to do the cowboy spin, but I just keep failing since I don't use the whip much. Or rather, I don't really use the whip at all. So I'm not very proficient whipping. Though, as most people say, the whip is probably the weapon with the most depth in this game. But it's a bit hard to master. So next you drop down to get to the next Alfheim after killing the harmonies, and now, this is another time I fail. I forgot this Alfheim as well. It was an attempt right after I got a goal with the Joy. I probably was tilted, angry, so I just forgot about this Alfheim. And yes, I did not realize it. Same script happens again. I went on to finish the rest of the chapter, and and the result screen show a missing bonus. Another one. Now this is stay in the air. Against these two is a bit tricky, but there's a little bit of an exploit with the file dude's AI. You can hang in the air and wait for him to do the flame spin. He'll stop right below you, so you can just jump off him after that wood. So this next verse is against a single fearless, which means combo is a problem. So make sure to wear the Gaze of Despair, just to be sure, and finish it with a torture attack. The thing about this chapter is it has a lot of good fights, but it has a lot of bad one too. Just a single enemies, they made into a verse, so there was way too many pitfalls for you to fail. And later on, most of the verses are pretty bad. The best of this chapter is at the beginning, which is good, I guess. It makes the fun fights accessible. This next Alfheim, luckily, I never forgot. Fun. It's a limited kicks and punches against 5 racing glories. I don't really know which one is grace and which one is glory, but this is basically the second verse of this chapter again, but it has a restriction which makes it a little different. You can't play however you want, though they do give you quite a lot of attacks to work with. And as always, in these limited attacks, Alfheim's, the Killball Rocket Jump is very helpful. It does a lot of damage, and of course, it doesn't consume your resource. Make sure to kill the fire, dude. It will save you a lot of kicks and punches. Overall, this is a fun Alfheim. A little restrictive because of the limited kicks and punches, but not too bad. I'm pretty liberal with my resource usage here, but you can be a lot more stingy if you want. So if you see me put on the Gaze of Despair, whenever you see that, it means that I do not want to lose combo-wise. And this is near the end of the chapter. There are too much to lose now. There's a part where you run away from a collapsing bridge. If you fall on this snake bridge here, you will die immediately. The worm will eat you and you die immediately. And that information is relevant for another fail that I will tell you about later. This worm is not too bad because there is a climax finish at the end, and if you do it quick enough, the climax will add to your existing combo score as well. That is a very big boost, so it's pretty easy to meet the requirement in this fight. Though it's not the case for the next one. So after this is immediately another war. But this one does not give you a climax finish. I guess you know what I'm gonna say next. I fucking got a gold combo that once, and it's almost the end of the chapter already. And yes, it's safe. Before I know it, another one, as DJ Khaled says. That time I guess I was doing too much dodge offset, so he died by the bullets, which does not give much combo point. Try to hit him with more weaves than bullet. Okay, so you go back for the second to last verse. A bunch of harmony. You put on the Gaze of Despair. It's pretty easy to bring all the requirements for this. Nothing too difficult. Just don't get hit. These guys combo you to oblivion. Again. Next is the final fight against Jeanne. It is the second Jeanne fight. And is alright. Jeanne fights in the main games are always weirdly hampered by what they try to do with her. And this fight, whenever you restart, you have to do this entire segment again and you can't skip it. Pretty annoying. Okay, so here, you can actually turn into a panda and run too fast and run off the platform before the prompt for jump come up, and you will die. Just like falling from the snake bridge. And yes, I did do that. And I Alt F4 immediately, and I thought I was safe. But no, I wasn't safe. It saved! I didn't know it. So I finished the Jeanne fight. The result screens show all platinum, pure platinum, and then it show a fucking skull. I died once. Another redo. So this Jeanne fight is pretty good, but she doesn't have all of the moveset, and they still try to do some stupid camera trick with her, especially during the second phase on top of the rock. Just make a Jeanne fight in a flat surface like an Alfheim, please. In fact, the best Jeanne fights are in the Alfheims. But then, they're always either two Jeannes at the same time, or you switch time against Jeanne, or three Jeannes, and they all just have one single health bar. Jeanne is severely hampered by where they put her. Finally, that's the end of it. Finally escaped the curse and got the pure platinum for chapter 5, The Lost Hope. Oh my god. Well, see you guys next time.